people ask me, like, what drugs do you take to get these ideas?
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't do drugs.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Love what you drive. Today we are here at Ford Nationals in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. And we have a special one for you today because how long has it been? We've been going for a couple of months back and forth. For a few months back and forth. Started as one project, completely a different thing now. And this is Justin, who's going to tell us everything about his car. Take it away, Justin.
Almost everything. There's stuff I can't think of off the top of my head.
Right.
So this is a 2007, obviously, Crown Victoria. I don't know too much as far as like what it was used for. All I really know is it was a former detective car out in Arizona somewhere.
Wow, okay. So it traveled coast to coast. Yeah,
kind of fitting that it came from somewhere with desert because here it is looking like something from Mad Max.
Yeah.
But this is actually the second, I guess you could say, war rig that I've built. So kind of knew what I was getting into when I went from, oh, I know what to build as far as like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Because it was clean.
Yes,
it was. Like the dark Toreador Red. I know people are going to hate me for it.
Can we include photos as we're talking right now? We'll include photos of the man. Because that's what initially drew me to your Instagram.
Yep.
I'm like, this is a really clean Crown Vic.
I've got photos of the before, the process for it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was an Arizona car.
Yeah.
So the roof was, completely faded. I took some polish to it. It didn't make a difference. There was like little spots of rust. The hood was starting to peel and fade. And like all along, like the top side here was like tiny little nicks. It was cracking. I'm like, all right, car's gonna get repainted regardless.
Yes.
Well, then these started getting popular. People started doing clean builds. And I'm like, man, I kind of miss having the war rig because that drew a lot more attention because kind of hate to say it, it was clean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it kind of blended in, or somebody would look at it and like, okay, oh yeah, another cop car.
Yeah.
So then went ahead, started doing the whole process for, painting it from red to black and white. If it wasn't for the fact that the week I decide to do it, it rains.
Yes.
So from Monday till Thursday is when it went from red to black and white like you see here. Could have taken me 2 days, but whatever. Mother Nature was like, I'm going to make you work for it.
Yeah, overtime.
So started off with just the paint. I love the look of the California Highway Patrol. The classic black and white cop car, the white front doors, the white roof. On the previous, war rig, I just did the doors. I threw the roof rack on, didn't paint the roof, and it was one of those, oh, I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
And then I wrecked it, never happened. But then, like I said, I was like, all right, I know what I'm doing this round here. So did the paint job first. Then I, threw on the stuff that I had from the previous car, like the bumper you see up here, that was on the previous war rig. I cut the middle of the bumper out. I'm like, all right, when I build the next one, pop it off, put it on there, it'll look cool. Kept the wing, the little ladder rack, the roof basket, the light bars. So if you were to look at this versus my old car, cosmetically, 90% the same.
Mm-hmm.
Only differences are, obviously the jerry can that I cut a hole into my fender for. Not my fender, my quarter panel.
Yeah.
And then, the little bar I got in the back door there. Because that's just stuff where it's like, I didn't think of it until later on. I'm like, oh, that's something I can do when I build another one. And
Yeah, go ahead.
Funny enough, the original car that I came across and used as a template for Interceptor, some of you might know that name, hopefully. Well, that car had a short roof basket like this and like a newer LED bar going across the roof. I was like, yeah, that's cool. I had this light bar. It sat in an attic for literally 12 years. Just kind of forgot about it. Out of sight, out of mind. So I had the roof basket going across the whole top. So here I am, round number 2, building another war rig. looking through the pictures. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the car I used as a template. Oh hey, he had a light bar. I had just moved, so the light bar was kind of fresh in my mind. I was like, oh yeah, I have a light bar. So then, took the roof basket, threw out the extension piece to shorten it up.
Yeah.
And I just threw this old, 80s style light bar in the top. As of right now, it doesn't work. It's only been on there for 2 months.
I like that look. That old bar looks very nice on there.
Oh yeah. I got to redo all the wiring regardless. So at some point, project for another time. Main focus was get these wired up, get the side ones wired up. Driver's side, that one's up and running. Passenger side, still got to do that. I just need to put a fuse in, but it's for the most
Ready
part
to go, yeah.
wired in.
What do we have for your wheels and suspension setup?
So for the lift kit up front, I have the generic donk spacer cup.
Okay.
Got it from Lift a Brand or Universal Car Lifts. 3-inch lift, spacer cup, goes right on top of your struts. Mostly easy.
Yeah.
For the back, I'm actually using the rear springs for an O2 Expedition.
Okay.
It's not a true 3-inch lift. It's 2.5, a little bit more, but you're not gonna notice it.
So the springs will give it that much lift.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Because it's essentially just a truck spring.
Yeah, it's
so
heavy
it's going
duty,
in the car. It's not gonna sag down as much, and they're a little bit longer.
How's the ride quality?
Yeah, really. Not bad. Actually, for the most part, it's on par with factory.
Wow.
I'd honestly say it would maybe be a little bit better if I got longer shocks. I'm still running the factory shocks. Because some forum that I was looking through for lift kits and these things, it said, a 97 to 03 F-150 shocks will go right in.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. I can do that. Well, then I went, bought them, and took my factory shock out, laid them next to each other, and here it is. The F-150 shock is an inch shorter than my factory shock. And I'm like, I don't think that's gonna work.
Yeah.
So right now, I just threw the factory shocks back in. Okay. There is a set of shocks I'm looking for from Fox Racing. 300 a piece.
Yeah.
So that
off-road shocks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait on those.
What is the tire size? What are you running for tires? If somebody was like, "Hey, I like that look."
So those are just some little generic all-terrains. I'm not gonna lie, I found them on Amazon.
Okay.
But they're 245 65 17s.
Okay. And stock 17-inch Steelies.
Yep, factory
Crown Vic,
Steelies.
Yeah. Okay.
And no rubbing at all whatsoever. The previous car, I ran slightly bigger tires. They rubbed a little bit.
I mean, the guy next to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a big tire.
Actually, same size as that. I could turn the wheel maybe 80% and they would hit the frame. I'm like, I can deal with that.
Cool. All right, let's move under the hood. Tell us what you have done under here.
Honestly, mostly cosmetics, nothing performance yet, because I kind of wanted to get the whole cosmetic look that I had before.
Right.
There's a Facebook group, Off-Road Panthers. Nice little group there. If you got some generic questions or you just want to check out builds, that's the place to go.
Nice.
Got that sticker from one of the admins for it.
You got upgraded coils.
No.
Is that the Amazon one?
That was just some regular maintenance that I was doing, and here I am on Rock Auto. I'm like, all right, well, let me get some basic ones. I'm like, okay, I have an option. Red ones or yellow ones. I'm like, I'll get the red ones. They look cool.
Yeah.
And really the only thing, air quote, performance-wise would be the K&N filter that I got there.
Yeah, the K&N drop-in. Okay.
Nothing special, nothing fancy, typical first ever little air, modification everybody gets. Oh, a little cold air intake.
Yeah.
But I've got something crazy planned for that, so y'all are going to wait for that.
Yeah, we'll have to follow you on Instagram too. You're pretty active on Instagram, right?
Oh yeah, Instagram's the main platform that I use.
Okay.
Occasionally I kind of use TikTok, but not that much. Okay. Got to familiarize myself with that a little bit more.
Yeah. What are you running for your light setup?
So it's the factory Crown Vic lights, and then I've got Marauder corner lights here.
Nice fit.
I did have the uber rare clear corner Crown Vic lights, and then some woman in a Jeep sideswiped me, shattered the light. I'm like, that's just my luck.
Those sought after clear lights, right?
Yep. Oh,
the clear corners.
I had them for 5 years. When I bought them, I originally saw a post on Facebook.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, those are cool. Looked them up on eBay. I got them for $35.
Wow.
And then come to find out they're stupid rare and hard to find.
Yeah,
I was
every
like,
Panther guy who wants to, tune up or whatever to their car looks for those clear lights.
yep.
Yeah, I even looked for my Mercury.
Yeah. And here I am just getting really lucky on eBay. Like, oh, hey, cool, I found it for $35. Wait, they're rare?
Cool.
Oh.
So pretty much stock under here.
For the most part.
Yeah.
At some point I'll get some like performance mods. Like like I said, K&N air filter, and then I got the thicker rear sway bar from ADTR. That's when it was still red, lowered. I was going to go for like a clean, poor man's Rolls Royce.
Right.
Man, but
Okay. Any future plans? Or is that a secret for now?
what I will say is, as far as like stuff that isn't a secret, eventually I'm gonna get just a set of mild cams.
Ooh.
For exhaust. It's just the front cats.
Okay.
And even then, they're gutted.
Yeah.
They're literally only there just to hold the O2 sensors in place.
Check engine lights on?
It is. It's
No denying.
not denying. If anything, if the engine light goes away, then I get concerned.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Look at all these cool little knickknacks. Man, this is so original.
And all it is, like, people ask me, like, what drugs do you take to get these ideas?
Yeah.
Like, dude, I don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Imagine what I would come up with if I was off my gourd here.
Yeah.
But no, like, the little spotlight cover, that was just something I came across as like an eBay ad. It's like, oh, hey, these are lens covers for like 60s, 70s muscle cars. I'm like, oh, cool. I can make that fit.
Yeah.
$20, I'll buy it. If it doesn't work, I'll find a spot for it.
Actually tripped me out. And I'm like, look at the steel plate that he put on here. This is not a steel plate.
No, so there was a guy on Facebook, the Apocavic.
Yes,
and
we know it. He's on the channel.
Oh, cool.
His car is on the channel.
So some stuff that I had on there that was like, I might be able to draw an idea or two from him. Well, he actually had like a metal welded plate on the side of the door. Something that I was going to do at some point when I eventually buy a welder.
Yep.
Well, one of my real good best friends, not a car guy, but he does a lot of like post-apocalyptic photography, stuff like that. So he was in love with the car.
Yeah.
Well, he told me, hey, they sell like floor mats. You can get them like Lowe's, Home Depot. They've got ones that are like diamond plate pattern. You could buy that and either like, do some rivets or just some self-tappers. So that way you have the look of armored doors without the extra weight.
Yeah. And the expense.
I'm like, you know what? Until I get a welder, I'll make that work.
Yeah, I walked up and I'm like, man, look at this. This must weigh heavy, and it looks good, man. Yeah, it looks real.
And I just took some caulk just to kind of like line the edge, so it kind of looks like I welded it to the side of the car. Took some paint to it.
You should work for Hollywood, man, with all these ideas.
Right?
I would never think about making this look like a weld with caulking. Like that's creative.
Yeah, and like I said, like the inside jokes for like welding, stacking dimes. Like, I can do that with caulk.
Yeah.
Go a little bit, stop. Go a little bit, stop. Kind of get that like welding effect.
Okay, we got the exterior. Now we got the under the hood. Can we go look junk in the trunk?
Yeah.
That's the segment of we go outside, under the hood, and then we do junk in the trunk.
Every Panther owner is completely filled.
Every Panther owner has junk in the trunk.
Now there is a minor exception. We're at Car Isle.
Yep.
So I kind of packed some stuff to have with me for the trip.
This is a great family activity and a great way for you to
Now, I have pictures. Apart from the blanket, pillow, and the big backpack, it is organized. All my toolboxes are underneath here. My rule is if I go anywhere and it's longer than a 45-minute drive, I pretty pretty much break all my tools. Something breaks, I can fix it.
How many extra batteries do you need?
So there's just 2 batteries in there.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
And I won't get into details, but there was another car that I bought, was gonna be a little project.
Yeah.
A lot more issues with it than expected. It wasn't worth it. So they had 2 extra batteries, so I took them out of the back of there, threw them in here. I'm like, oh, at some point, you know, another future idea is, you know, getting them all hooked up to the electrical system. That way I have power going to my little power inverter, which is hidden behind the voting sticker for here.
Now,
ignore the air filter. That's a secret modification for the
that's
future.
the secret weapon?
You guys didn't see that.
Yeah. You got tools laying here. Do you know about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just extra storage.
Yeah. And then yeah, I guess with this type of a car, you're using every space, every, you know, panel,
Yep.
and it's working out.
And for, like, you know, true apocalyptic, you know, situation, you work with what you got.
Yeah.
Or work with, like, what you can get your hands on.
True.
I do have, like, a little bit of a minor issue. Just unexpected issues popped up, so that was just let me take this piece off right here. I'm just going to throw it there because I'm going to use it again at the end of the day, so might as well just have quick access to it.
That's the can right here.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of eyeballed it a little bit. And I'm like, well, there's like a little metal plate that runs back here. Like, in theory, could I cut a hole in the quarter panel and just line it up?
Yeah.
So
how much water gets in there?
Not a lot, actually. And
But
with that,
rains,
yeah, and like with that little like metal piece back there, it kind of blocks most of it.
Yeah.
But I bought a little jerry can. I set it on top. I'm looking, I'm eyeballing it, have the trunk open, weaving back and forth. I'm like, I think I can get away with, you know, cutting a hole and dropping it right in place.
Yeah.
So you cut down the sides, cut the top open. I'm kind of pulling it back a little bit. So if like the bottom shelf right here, that's part of the quarter panel.
Yeah.
I just, you know, cut it off a little higher so that way I can see if I can like bend it flat and then have it sit on top of there.
Ladder? Functioning?
Oh yeah, it is. Fully functional.
Or like a step ladder?
Yeah, so it's a ladder that you would use for, like, you know, getting into the bed of your truck.
Okay.
Like that attaches to your tailgate, you know, it folds out, folds back in, so it's just easier access. It's at this point it is functional, but I've probably legitimately used it once or twice.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, I just step on the back bumper here, step onto the trunk.
This thing is solid.
I mean, look at it. You think I'm going to care if I walk on my car and scratch the paint?
Exactly. Let's go look on the inside.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's go. Where should we start first? Because either the front or the back, they're both.
Start in the front.
Let's go in the front. Okay. Stock door panel. It's probably the only thing stock on here.
Actually, it's not even stock. So this is a panel I got from that other project car.
Yeah.
It had the power seat. I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to take that because, like I said, wasn't worth all the issues that it had, but I'm still taking stuff out of it. So it had the power seat, so, you know, pulled the panel off, dropped the seat in, and it works.
Yeah.
Vaguely works, but
yeah, it's working.
But when I had the previous car, again, outside looked apocalyptic, but then you open the doors and it was like bone stock factory, like nothing was going on. So I'm like, all right, again, knew what I was doing for this build. And one of my friends cracked a little joke for like, oh yeah, the outside looks like it's chaotic, and then you get in the inside, it's like, oh, we're going to church.
Yeah, it's too nice.
So then I was like, you know what? I can do something. So then I'm in a couple, like, you know, Mad Max Facebook groups, and people share pictures of the Falcon and all that stuff. So I'm looking at the inside. I'm like, all right, so there's panels just removed. I can do that. And a couple like little like makeshift, you know, wasteland cars.
Can I sit?
Groups. Oh yeah, go ahead, sit down.
I like the bullets in the dash idea.
And again, it's just ideas that I see from like stuff other people do. Like there's a guy on TikTok, he's got casings along his dash, and I'm like, oh, cool. I kind of had plans to take the cover off my cluster here, crack it up a little bit. Like, well, it's opened up. Let me
Is this a
add some
border
casings
patrol car?
here, glue them in.
Here's the owner right here. Is this border patrol?
Actually, it used to be a detective car.
Did it? Yeah.
And I turned it into something from Mad Max.
I see that.
Okay, so
Yeah, those are just shotgun shells I found laying in the yard. Glued them on there. But yeah, it looks cool.
okay, yeah, they're glued because you don't want those things flying around, huh?
Yeah, but since the big dash piece here was all one giant piece of plastic, I broke out the middle section just to have stuff missing, so it matches the aesthetic of wasteland car. You pulled stuff out of a wrecked car just to have something in to replace it.
Yeah, you guys will be definitely surprised from what it was to where it's at.
Oh yeah, no, I can't wait to see the reactions people are going to have.
yeah.
Oh, you ruined a clean car.
That's what I said.
It wasn't clean. It was a 20-foot car. It looked cool from far away.
Yeah.
And then you started walking up and you started seeing the paint fade, the scratches. And I'm not even talking like typical scratches from a police car. Like I'm like,
Gashes.
the sun cooked the paint.
Yeah, welcome to Arizona. All right, future plans for this? Can you continue Mad Maxing it out, or?
Yeah, there's some minor stuff here and there that my process is I sit, I look at the car, and I try to think, what can I do?
Yeah.
Like the license plate stuff, I had jacked all on the side, name of the car, cut up some license plates. Like, I got to do something for the inside. And the original plan was, just take 2 license plates for the center console to have all my switches for all the lights. And then idea for like the cluster, like the climate control. I'm like, we're not going to leave just license plates in the console. We're going to do the dash.
Yeah.
Cut that out, add a few things.
You got the paddle shifters?
Yeah,
work?
I bought those can shift paddle shifters. It's a plug and play little system. I got them for like $350. And actually, if you
Do you have an exhaust?
the exhaust is literally just the front cats, and they're gutted. They're only there just to hold on to the O2 sensors in place.
Can you start it?
Yeah.
Yep. That'd be a good sound check for the camera.
And it's a.
Thank you.
Thank you. I did a exhaust competition at a little local car show to me, and they were rating like the decibels. This is at like 125. I got second place. I lost to a Lamborghini, but again, I came second place to a Lamborghini in an exhaust competition. I can't complain.
No, I wouldn't be playing. I'd be happy.
All right.
This is seriously some Mad Max type.
Thank you.
Oh, did you see the spoiler? I did see that. It's Interceptor.
Okay.
And there's like little Easter eggs for like video games and shows that I'm gonna slowly add on to as time goes on.
Dude, this thing's gonna be sweet.
Like if you
already
check out the other side, I've got like the little Road Warrior sticker, and it's a combination of the Fallout guy giving a thumbs up and Max, and I got the other sticker, my favorite from King of the Hill, where he's like, oh, it's a Ford. You know what that stands for? Fix it again, Tony. You're thinking of a Fiat, Dale.
Yeah. Thank you very much. This thing's
Oh yeah, not a problem.
All right, what do we got back here?
So for the back, I did the back seat delete kit from eBay.
I didn't know they sold those.
I know, right? Oh man, it's uber rare. You gotta look for it.
Yeah, eBay is an amazing place.
It really is, and a dangerous place too.
Yeah.
But that little like net thing, I had that in the back of my old work truck. Never used it. Like, I got a home for it. They're not gonna miss it.
Yeah.
So got some miscellaneous little tools here, some little random small stuff, like sunscreen for today.
Yeah.
But I've got some shrink wrap. I have a little world atlas just so it looks like I have a map book.
Right.
Fast orange. You can just drill bits in there. The shop towels.
Spark plugs.
The scan tool.
Scan tool, yeah.
zip ties, well, like just some small little random crap where it's like, yeah, just throw it in case you need it. You know where it is.
Yeah.
And of course, we got the little 12-inch sub here because I like me some bass.
Yeah.
Y'all saw the trunk. I could put a toolbox back here, but like, I got a spot for the sub here.
Right. Yeah, definitely attention to detail. All the little things are like, I mean, I would probably add some things, but I would not take anything away. I think everything is perfectly planned out.
I mean, if anything you're taking away, it's the door panels. Door panels,
like
the pillar covers, the whole everything.
controlled chaos.
In some point, like, I always tell people, you could do 10 laps around this car and still find something new.
Yeah.
You can see like a little nick here. I've got some patterns in the rust spots here and there. More stuff I'm going to add on. Like I said, it's a never-ending project, so there's going to be like, Easter eggs, like, video games, TV shows, movies, stuff like that. But I've got like, some small little stickers here and there. Saw a rat rod truck at a show, and I finally got to see the inside of him because we passed by each other. I was going to a different meet. Yeah. He was going to a car show. We just saw each other. It's like, I like your car. I like your truck. And then we went our separate ways. And then we ended up meeting at a different car show. I was like, oh, we finally get to check each other's cars out.
Yeah.
He has stickers all loaded out on the inside. Oh, that's cool. So, car show that we met up at, got that little Mustang sticker. Like, cool. I'll throw it in. Looks cool.
Yeah, Mustang sticker. Got the Bronco floor mats.
So, my sister actually bought a Bronco Sport.
Nice.
I teased her a little bit because she got the Bronco Sport, not the actual body-on-frame 2-door Bronco. But she got like one of the limited edition ones. So it's like the robin egg blue, and only like 1,500 of those are made, like each color, something like that. I'm like, okay, you got something kind of limited. It's a little cool. But those are just extra floor mats that she wasn't going to use. I'm like, I'll take them. I got a home for them.
Yeah. My car will benefit from these, huh?
Yeah, because like for the vinyl flooring in these cars, it goes from like the top and then cuts off like halfway through the back seat, but that's where your back seat's gonna be. So
I actually have a sticker for you.
Oh, dope.
I just remembered, and I think you might like it. I was in Florida doing an interview with a guy.
Okay.
And he was giving the stickers out, so let me get a couple. I'll give them to some special people.
All right, that works.
I think I have 2 or 3 of them, but I think you would like it.
Yes.
So this was I'll remember the name and I'll put it in, but it was a Florida car that we did. So this is for your car.
Awesome.
Well, I'll tag him in here. I just slipped my mind the name, but he has a blue P71 Florida State Police car. And he had these stickers, and he thought it was funny because everyone always thinks there's a cop chip.
We talked about the cop chip. And funny enough, for my first Crown Vic, I actually took a Dorito chip and wrote cop on it in Sharpie. And I taped it to my ECU thing right there.
Oh, like
so I ran that for a while until it eventually like fell out.
Yeah.
Weird thing about that Dorito, it never got moldy. Wow. So I'm like, well,
a little concerning.
I'm like, well, hey, at least it kind of sits here. People can still see what it is.
Yeah.
That was just a little, again, inside joke for the whole community. It's like, oh, does it have the cop chip?
Yeah.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, no, I'll find a spot for this.
Well, Justin,
I have a terrible sticker commitment issue. Yeah. I don't know where to put them.
Exactly.
But I'll think of something.
Anything for your last words you want to tell the viewers?
If you follow my Instagram, TikTok, or if you ever see it in person, just know this: my mind is like a sponge. I see something, I'm like, I can either copy it or take the idea and kind of shape it and mold it to make it custom for me.
Yeah.
So anytime you see the car, whether it's on Instagram, in person, etc., something's always going to be different.
Nice.
It's a never-ending project, and for this car here, you can do whatever you want, and it's going to fit the aesthetic.
Exactly.
even if I'm doing just basic maintenance or repairs and I accidentally break something,
Yeah.
oh, hey, part of the aesthetic now.
Justin, thank you so much.
Not a problem.
For your time and this amazing build. Where we'll include all your Instagram, all that stuff in the description.
All the before and after pictures. So
All the before and
all the
after.
people can hate me.
So all the people can cry.
And then they're going to be like, wait, that's the same car?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what is the name? How do you say that?
Jackdaw.
Jackdaw.
So the previous car, I mentioned like once or twice, Interceptor.
Yeah.
That was something I came like right off the top of my head because, something Interceptor.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of like a cool, unique name. Well, Evil Vic was already taken. Evil P71, I think that was something, but I was like, no, I can't really do that because Evil Vic's a thing. I don't want to make it like blatantly obvious I copied him.
Right.
Well, then I was like, I'm like, Interceptor. That's a good name. It's technically the name of the car, Police Interceptor.
Yep.
So I'm like, I was going for the war rig look. I'm like, I need something mean and angry sounding. And I was like, Evil Vic, no, Evil Interceptor, Demon Scepter. I was like, ooh, Demon Scepter, that's not bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, Evil Scepter. And it clicked. I was like, and a light bulb went in my head. Like, oh, I've got a name. Well, then, like I said, wrecked it. I'm like, all right, well, you can't name a boat the same thing as your previous one. If it's sunk or crashed, that's bad luck. I'm like, I can't do that. So I'm trying to think of some ideas. When it was red, I was like, oh,
picked
red
up some
velvet
backpacks. This is the other lift. Okay.
And it's Carl. You're gonna find stuff like that. I found something today. You guys didn't see the air filter I bought.
Yeah. The secret weapon.
But just trying to think of like some kind of unique name. Like I had Red Velvet Vic. Kind of rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
And there's like different variants of that. So for this, I was like, all right, something that kind of sounds like it could be something from Mad Max. And I'm like, it's gonna be like some type of like maybe a scout car, not so much a big war rig if I ever got a truck. Well, I played a lot of Assassin's Creed games, and the name of the ship for some of you might know, Black Flag. The fourth one was Jackdaw. And I'm like, well, what is a jackdaw? Looked up little black bird. I'm like, well, it's not little, but it is black.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I can go with jackdaw. I'm like, let me do like, well, Jackdaw Vic, maybe P71. Like, I'll just do Jackdaw Vic. Something simple.
Okay.
And then, name kind of stuck.
It looks good. It works. And we're happy that you're out here and that we finally caught up.
Finally got to meet in person.
Yeah. Finally got to meet in person, put a face to the car and a name to the face and the Instagram account. So, Justin, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'll see you guys in the next interview. Goodbye.